What's up? This is SpitFyre. Been gone for a minute, but now we back.
We missed y'all. It's your arrogant Aries, Zai.
Your Omega level Leo. Robbiey.
What's up? It's your favorite Sagittarius, Akii. And we happy to be back. It's been some time, huh?
Man.
A long time. Today's topic is one of my favorites. You know what it is? It's sex. Everything sex. The state of sex. Sex education.
And you've been foaming at the mouth to get back to this one, honestly. I mean, he's been ready.
When we doing it?
Hey, I love talking about it because I really wish people would kind of get the taboo off of it.
And remove the stigma. I feel like.
Yeah.
And stop acting so dense. That's a big thing, too.
It's perfectly fine to be kind of close, to, I don't want to tell nobody nothing like that. But, it's not some dark, witchy, which that's
Folk
fine,
be
too.
fucking.
But,
Sex is fun.
Some people do.
I be fucking.
Sex is fun.
So we want to get into it, jump right into it. The first question is but sexual positions. We might want to start with if y'all comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
I'm a side.
Well, yeah.
I would go like verse top.
I would say I'm a top, but to be honest, I'm a side. I'm lazy.
Sides are not lazy. That's not laziness.
And also, I just feel like that. Like, I'm sorry. I would rather just do like foreplay and stuff rather than the actual.
Precisely.
It's just easier.
Precisely.
And that's where the fun stuff happens at. But yeah.
You're not
you know
just
what you're
suck my
doing. You
dick
really
and call
gotta.
it a day. I'm sorry.
But it's not. See, I think that's one of the things that people forget. They think side is just like, oh, it's just oral sex and that's it. But it's like, it's a lot more than just oral.
Yes.
It's like everything.
Ways.
I mean, it's just like you exploring the body.
Okay.
I personally feel like in sex you need to get to know your partner's body.
For sure.
And I feel like if you're not getting to know their body, then one of the best ways to get to know their body is to do like side activities. Mm-hmm. You go know, okay, what spots do I touch? What do I know is going to make you feel good?
So for those of us that are a bit more ignorant to the whole side agenda, it's sounding almost like it's just like glorified foreplay. And then for those of us who feel like it's going to end there, how do you navigate that with a partner? Because it's like a fairly nuanced. I think there's more people that are sides and they know that they're sides.
Yeah.
But is it something that? Yeah. I guess I'm struggling to see like how it goes past just like foreplay. Really, like even if it's knowing the body, I feel like that's all things that happen during that time.
So, you have foreplay, and it is glorified foreplay, but it's also like I don't ever feel the need to penetrate somebody. If it happens, it happens. I've never been like I gotta do it. So for me, it's kind of like you gotta learn. It's fun to learn somebody's body, especially if you haven't consistently with like somebody. Consistently with one person, you can like kind of learn where their pressure points are, learn where you need to, if you know what raking is, kind of like use the fingers just ever so slightly across the skin while you're kissing and stuff like that. And just, I don't know. I feel like sex should be pleasure-based.
For sure.
Not climax-based, and that's where a lot of people get it mixed up. They just want a nut. That's all.
So you're saying that, like, for you, like, sex doesn't necessarily have to even end in a nut.
Nah, hold on. Whoa, wait.
I mean,
it does most times, but sometimes I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes. That
means
I would say that I would rather make sure that whoever I'm with, that they get their nut.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get yours. You good? No worries.
And let's take a small PSA. Not enough of you tops are making sure that your bottoms come.
Oh well.
That is something that needs to be pushed, and bottoms, put your foot down because
you run the world.
Truly, like this,
y'all.
it doesn't move without you. It really doesn't move without
but
you, and it's one of those things to where the reason why these men continue to give mediocre pain is because y'all are not telling them that it's mediocre. You need to bring it up. If it's whack, let that know. You have to. Like, how else do you creative, constructive criticism? Like, it may be awkward, but I'm big for like after sex notes. Like, what did I do right? What did you want more of? What did you want less of? Like, break it down for
But
me.
a lot of them have like fragile egos, so then they
And
gonna
that's
take
the
that
issue.
to their heart, and then they're gonna be like, and it's just like, no, just do better the next time.
Just
It's
do better
okay.
next time. You use a little bit of teeth this time. That's okay.
That is crazy.
That's the worst.
I do
That
think
is the absolute
though,
worst.
I think one of the things that I've noticed is that in terms of positions, I noticed that people put like sort of like, well, if you're in this position, then you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z in terms of like how you live. Like, oh, well, yeah, you gonna be like if you're a bottom, you know, you get taken care of, and if you're the top, you take care of. And I'm
Right.
like, you know, why
But
can't
if
it
you're a
be
bottom,
an
you
equal
can't get your
thing?
dick sucked. Like,
Yeah, like why can't it be a whole equal thing? Why can't everybody just equally
Right.
have a fun time?
for sure.
If I was like a strict top, like back in the days, I want princess treatment too. Like, take me on a date. Like, give me a present. Do like, I'll be that. I'll be that. But then also with positions, do y'all think that sometimes when people come into the scene, they are thrown or thrusted into a position based off of things like characteristics, physical,
Oh, absolutely.
appendage
Yeah.
size,
Yeah.
The
ass
way
size,
that
and light skin, dark skin, stuff like that.
I think I was just going to get into the lights. I was going to jump right into the colorism portion of it. My favorite term that I use is that I get bottomized a lot, to where because of my complexion and my proportions, I immediately am considered that you're going to bend me over. And I'm not opposed to it. However, it's the assumption that just because I am a man of a lighter complexion that I'm supposed to be softer, less masculine, less domineering, things like that. Those of y'all that know, no. Don't let the complexion fool you. But I feel like that in the same thing, I've also seen a lot of my dark skinned peers that assume that they're going to get this like wooga booga ape type.
Ape is crazy. Ape is crazy.
Jungle fever.
Whoa.
Fucking animals.
Like
Primal.
funky. That's
But yeah, no, I feel like a lot of them feel thug.
But I know exactly what
But
you're
like,
saying.
no, that's really the thing. Like,
It's true.
I cannot tell you the number of times when I go on particular apps, not now as a reformed woman of God, but in my past life where it was BBC this and, just real fetishized, real, you could tell that I was a piece of meat to them. And amazingly, I would like to say it was only people that were, but it was some of us too. Some of us too are a bit of size queens, which, while that's never been an issue in my ministry, I feel like that's something that a lot of people lose out on a pleasurable experience because somebody's shit's not knocking to their knees.
A lot of these girls are colorists.
They are.
Colorists. And it's not just a preference if it's rooted in something else. And a lot of y'all, if y'all woke up and actually did the work to dig into it, those are not y'all's preferences. Y'all sometimes have a little
Speak up, Pastor. Speak up.
internalized colorism going on with yourself. But
No, it's true.
you can prefer whatever you want to, but I see it clear as day with a lot of people. I'm like,
Because
I don't get it.
let's break down the difference between preference and prejudice. So, like, I can have a preference for chicken over beef. It doesn't mean I won't eat beef. It just means that if there's two options there, I would prefer the chicken. If chicken's not there, then I shall eat beef. When you completely take beef off the table, that now is a prejudice. You don't like beef. You're not eating it. Doesn't matter how it's presented, doesn't matter how the dish, that's not what you're going for. And a lot of the girls be confusing the two, and I feel like that's a problem where it's just like, that's just my preference. No, that's your prejudice. You don't like light-skinned men. You don't like short men. You don't like feminine men. You do not like men that vogue. You don't like men that, help me out, fellas. Help me, Twerk. Yeah, like twerking tops is a thing.
Soft top stuff, all that type of stuff. So I see it clear as day, and you can have your preferences. I'm not gonna beat you over the head about it, but it's kind of like know what it's rooted in. Know what it's rooted in, my love.
For sure.
Yeah, I do
Know what it's rooted in.
I was gonna say, I do think though, like in terms of like you guys are saying, like our physical characteristics, oftentimes I do think people sort of predetermine what you are going to be before they even have a conversation with you, before they even get to know you sort of on that level. And so I always find it hilarious. I find it kind of funny because I'm like, all right, well, do your big one. Do what you think you're supposed to do. But then, like, I've had a lot of people come up to me and think I'm going to act one way. And I'm like, nope. No.
Surprise,
Sorry.
surprise.
Every single time, like, everybody automatically sees me and they assume, like, they see me. My voice is a bit softer. My voice is a bit softer, and I'm a bit of a softer person. I know I'm not the most masculine person, so when they see me, they automatically assume like,
You give me thug.
Shut the fuck up. But most people do think they'll see me, they're like, oh, that's a butter. I'm like, oh, do I have a surprise for you? Like, I feel like a lot of people that I have even those who know have come to me thinking I was gonna be one way and found themselves being bent over at the end of the night, and I was like, ta-da, like, told you.
I never knew how that worked though.
What you mean?
Like, if somebody is hell bent on like topping you, and then
I just say no.
I don't want me
you're not
personally
gonna get painted or nothing.
That's my biggest thing. Like,
I don't think they was prepared for
if
that.
you were hell bent on topping, and then you've peeped the energy, and now suddenly you want to get bent over, we can reschedule. But like, you came into this thinking that you didn't have to prep for that, and then now. Yeah.
Well, my thing is, I think most people who do it oftentimes are.
But aside, I'm pretty sure that doesn't bother you all because you guys don't.
It doesn't because it's
to.
like, boom, we're golden.
Freaks.
But then also, I feel as though most of the people who do it are people like. How do I explain? I'm trying to explain this in a way that's not mean and not condescending and not disrespectful.
They're really versed. They're just fake tops.
Boom.
Okay.
There you go. There's a lot of fake tops out here.
Because a lot of y'all tops just can't take dick. It's not the fact that y'all don't like it. It's just the fact that
Boom.
you're bad at it.
And so I think that's really what it is. And I often think, though, when it comes to, though, they come to me and they think, oh, yeah, I'm about to top it. I'll be like, you just you wait. You're going to be waiting forever. Because it's not happening. I refuse.
Now, do you feel like, I feel like that goes into it as well. Like, a lot of people's positions or what they fall into. Like, for me personally, like, in my initial coming out period, I came out as, like, very strict top. Like, I'm talking wham, bam, you need to already be on, like, all fours, tooted up type. Yeah, like,
That's crazy.
No, for real. Like, I didn't do anything other than stick it.
Oh,
And through God, I've seen the light and have expanded and explored and, am a much more well-rounded sexual partner now. And I think, I apologize to anybody that met me prior to 2020. You did not get the best of me. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people have like preconceived notions. Like for me personally, a big reason why I didn't do too many of those things or, expand on that is because I felt like certain sexual acts were deemed as more feminine or more submissive or more vulnerable.
You got to do that work.
Yeah, and I had to realize at the end of the day, like, are we all not here just all to nut? Like, however we get there.
no, that's the thing. A lot of people don't do certain things, don't wear certain things, don't say certain things, don't hang around certain people because, in the gay scene, let's not be stupid. Masculinity is the sought after presentation, expression, and things of that nature. So,
and seeking masculinity is a feminine trait, in case anybody was unaware.
But I will also say, I feel like though it's like a really big thing in like the sort of gay world, I feel as though like most people still sort of try to be as masculine as possible or try to have that presentation as much as possible because they're afraid of society, what society sees, because oftentimes people be like, I'm gay, but like, no, I'm
not gay. I'm not voguing gay.
I'm not watching Real Housewives. I'm like, well, you missing out on quality television. I'm sorry.
That's good shit.
I'ma always watch Potomac. I'm sorry, Potomac and Atlanta go always have me. But I feel like people do that, and I'm like, you're doing all of this for them, but you're not actually doing anything for yourself. So like, do that work, so that way you can actually be your authentic self,
right,
unapologetically, and actually bust a good nut.
That part, and a lot of people are not unapologetically themselves.
They're not,
and they're never going to be comfortable because you really have to You really got to take that mask off that you put on to appease the public. And if you don't, you're always going to be, oh, is this person comfortable? Oh, I'm not going to go here because this is, I'm not going to do this. You have to really be yourself. And if you don't know how to do that, you're going to be uncomfortable.
Personally,
I
think it's fun being sometimes. Like,
sometimes.
I have a great time being amongst peers. We're not trying to get demonetized on here, but y'all know what I meant. The 6-letter F word. I like it. I used to look at it as a like, oh, that's a thing.
That's my favorite word to say, actually.
You just you have to be yourself.
Yeah.
And truthfully. And honestly, I think everybody can attest to this, I've gotten more play being myself and being more comfortable in myself than when I was trying to personify this uber masculine, uber hyper trade adjacent persona.
That's real. I agree. Yeah.
Truth be told, they be letting the ladies lift their legs.
It's true.
Behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
It's a lot of stuff that they, baby.
And I will say,
I
the walls could talk.
I would never let nobody who folk top me climb my back.
Little do you know.
But I think it's no. People, I feel like people put too much into it, and they just don't like, just be yourself. And I will say, like, being yourself and being yourself unapologetically, like, it's not the easiest thing to do. I always say the easiest thing to do is to follow the crowd, to do what everybody else is doing. Yeah, to be yourself, that is tough, and it's like, I'm not gonna say it's like a daily battle, but there will be some moments when you'd be like, okay, how do I want to show up right now? Like,
it's difficult to be the odd man out and just be the one person that doesn't go against the grain.
Yeah, but like, you have to do that, because at the end of the day, when you are yourself, you will feel better, and you will feel eventually, and you will feel a bit lighter, and you won't really care what they think. As far as like the whole, like, them like, oh, I would never let nobody do this with me, or I would never like y'all saying that whole time, y'all be the ones doing it too. That's why I be so confused. Especially like, I've seen like other men who portray like, the whole masculine facade. Which I want to let some of y'all know, y'all don't portray that very well.
Y'all don't be boys.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck. My voice is already soft, and it's also kind of up there in the attic. Y'all are in the heavens, and y'all be trying. And I be like.
Or like, when y'all not standing still, like, y'all know we can see y'all walk, right?
Like,
like, you walk like my auntie, and that's okay. That's okay. I like my auntie walk, but literally, I do.
Like the mask for mask, I'm just like,
yuck.
Yuck. No offense. Yuck. But it's just like, sometimes like in ballroom, you have a category called realness, or everyday realness, pretty boy realness, thug realness, whatever the case may be.
Schoolboy realness here.
Yeah, and you have realness. And so you walk up to the panel, you do your realness, which this is what I don't know.
Chop.
Not no shade to the category, but like, when you do it and you go up to the panel, you like, real. Then you go to the back of the runway, girl. The judges is fist up there, girl. Like, they is not playing. And I said,
yeah.
Wasn't you?
I'm trying to tell y'all, the most masculine presenting men that I used to think have this major facade, and then like, they get behind closed door and they be ladies, and and again, I'm not making that seem as though that's a negative thing. Like,
it's
again,
not,
I really actually, it's my niche. That's my favorite, actually. But
it's the faking that's irritating.
It's the faking and the need to feel as though you have to personify these uber masculine things. Because again, I think it's internalized homophobia. A lot of gay men, bisexual men, trans, trans individuals have internalized homophobia, and they continue to proliferate the same things that made a lot of our coming out experiences very, very toxic. Of like, oh, you can't do that and still be a boy. You can't do that and still be masculine. You can't do that and still be a top. Like,
I think you're gonna be okay.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Like, no one's gonna die because at the end of the day, like. Truly, like, and I'm not trying to be vulgar, but like, did you come? Did you come?
You're gonna say, did you not? Like, that's what I was thinking you was going with that. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight to it. Like, at the end of the day, did you get to where
you needed to get
the ultimate end goal of a sexual intercourse should be?
And then
Who
people
gives a hell that this man wears a skirt on Tuesday?
No, it's true though.
So legs
People
up to the
be,
moon.
Please wear a skirt. But it's just kind of like, then people, oh,
I pull a
that's
condom
just
out
me.
my purse.
That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. And it's like, is it you? And
why is it you?
It's not.
like, I don't
It's
I don't
not.
know. That's just me. That's just me. It irritates me.
It's not. That's why like those who like I always notice the ones who like are heavily like sort of rely on like sports in order to portray like their masculinity or whatever. And I kind of I giggle at it a bit
Because like you're yelling at a TV.
you're like TV like, but then at the same time we'll
Hey.
try to turn around. Like
I
I mean
yell
I
at
do
the
it too because like I do like sports. I don't mind.
I love sports.
but like. I don't know. I just always found it funny because they try to do that, and I'm like, and then they look at me and they like, "Oh, you don't know nothing about sports." So I'm like, "Little do you know, at one point, I played football.
I'm gonna say I played football, did boxing, like
You know,
basketball, all those different things. And then I just think people really need to understand that like a lot of those roo rah rah boy sports like extremely homoerotic.
no, very much.
Why are they smacking each other's asses?
You know, I mean,
Their hands are free
but it's true. It is.
and hard at that. Like bang, like
Okay, no, that's because like that actually happened to me after like a football game,
Yeah.
and I was ready to fight. because
Yeah,
that shit hurt. I was like, hold on, now we not no more, no.
like. Do you think it's more masculine because
No.
you almost like broke my coccyx?
But no,
Where's
I
that at?
get what you mean.
You said what is that?
Where is that?
Your tailbone.
Not the
Yeah.
tailbone. You ever had a bruised
Toxic.
tailbone?
Who?
What
A
you be
bruised
doing?
tailbone. I had a bruised tailbone once because okay, so I was playing Rocket League. It's a video game, but like I was really hyped or whatever, and we missed a goal. So I was like, "Fuck!" And I jumped up and hit down hard on my couch, broke the couch and bruised my tailbone. I said, "Oh, all right." It's not fun, not comfortable. It's hard to sit down after. It's just not a good time. It's not a
That
good
sounds
time.
terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you
Yeah.
went through that.
Sorry for derailing the conversation.
No.
But you said tailbone, and you know, I just went to
You just-
I bruised my
PTSD.
one.
I get
You
it.
know, yeah.
No. Now do
What
y'all
do
feel?
y'all? Huh?
Huh?
Go. Now, what do y'all think about sexual currency in the scene? Like,
Break sexual currency down because I don't know if our audience is fully aware of what that means.
sexual currency to me. How do you break it down?
Using
It's the
sex-
currency of sex.
Using
Like,
sex to get
is-
whatever you want.
Using it to get what you want. Using it like as the main.
Does that also tie into like
Goalpost.
sexual appeal? Like if you have like
Yeah.
yeah, if someone is viewed as
Yes, sexual
sexy,
appeal, or
yeah.
if you know, Prince, or if you got like, you can see
Are you saying Prince? Prints?
T
Prince.
T.
T. I thought you said Prince like
Not that
guitar. I'm gonna say like
not him.
he
no.
was.
It's like, what do y'all think about that?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a very loaded question too.
I wasn't ready for that question, actually.
I think definitely people put value on like, definitely people try to devalue an individual that is more sexually evolved. I feel I won't even say like
Very
sexually adventurous because like what's 4 bodies to 40 bodies to 80 bodies? Like at the end of
That's true.
I will say this too. I prefer a hoe. Please give me somebody that's had practice. I don't want somebody that's only been with 3 people in their life. I need somebody that's been fucking
Well,
like cause like that don't I've been with people that have been like, this is my first time and it's been horrible. Out my kidney, out my lung. Like stop.
Okay, bitch.
okay, long. All right.
All hunched up like what's
That
that
is bad.
like that's a terrible experience. And I think me and Akii talked about this. I have dealt with people that are content creators.
It's a fun
Great
time.
time.
Actually. I've dated a
A
couple.
great time.
I don't think it's a
And that's another thing too, though, because content creators are deserving of love and should be able to have normal, regular experiences with like dating thing without people feeling like, oh, you sell sex for or you use your body for money that you aren't deserving of like a normal date. Like that's
Yeah.
weird.
They'll even do that if you like post on social media. You know, dudes like posting like in speedos or very provocative, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can't do that. He's
Yeah.
a hoe. He's a this. He's a that. He's a that." Which is preference, your preference. If you don't want to date people like that, that's cool.
There was
just
somebody
It
we
brings
were
out some people's insecurities, but Yeah, it's just always something, and I just feel like
There was an incident where somebody literally, like, I could tell the way that, so they were trying to holler at somebody, and don't get me wrong, the person that they were hollering at had, like, they were a bit more voluptuous. So, and that's another thing too. Somebody with like more curvy proportions, like people can't help what they're born with. Because they had, I'll just be frank, a fatter ass. They assumed they could lead with that, so they led where I think the comment that they said was like, "Oh, you and your friend fine as fuck. I would take both y'all home, and y'all both at the same time." Now,
That's crazy. That's wild.
at what point do you feel that that's an appropriate comment to make to anybody? But just the fact that you felt, based on how this person is built, that was an appropriate lead-in to, like, expressing your attraction to them. Because it immediately says, I'm attracted to what you look like and what you're bringing to the table. I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't know outside of this, but your ass is fat, so, like, what's up? That's weird. No, I think that's weird. But
It's very weird. I think oftentimes people, if we go into the whole like sort of sexual currency thing, I think people view, sort of like you said, like they don't view them as having the same value. They only see them as sort of like sexual objects.
Correct.
Which is why like anytime I have dealt with like somebody who was a content creator or who was known for like, maybe not a content creator, but they posted those provocative photos on like, they always felt like they was like, just say what you really want. And I was like, I was trying to take you out on a date.
like, I don't have an alternative motive.
Like, yeah, like I don't. And so, but I think they get so used to people sort of only coming to them for that. And it's kind of sad because even then, like, they'll be like, yo, like, I'm still a human. Like, I still would like a date. I
Right.
still deserve this.
Right.
And it's
like,
crazy when you treat them normal, too, sometimes they almost are so appreciative that they almost
reject you,
either reject
the experience,
or appreciate, give sex as a, like, thing like, oh,
Like
you
a
actually,
thank
you
you.
treated
And
me
it's-
like a human.
yeah. And
Care
it's
for
like-
some coochie? It's like, what?
It's, and it's like, you don't got to do that. It's okay. You don't have to
like-
do that. I will also say sometimes I feel as though, in terms of like using like sexual currency, like I don't think necessarily there's anything wrong with like sort of like okay, city girls, city boys, whatever. I don't think there is nothing wrong that you tell somebody, oh, you wanna link, you want this, you wanna do that. You gotta buy me dinner first.
It ain't tricking if you
gotta
got
buy
it.
me a bag. You gotta do this. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that for the simple fact is that at the end of the day, you want something out of it. So why can't like if you want something out of it, why can't they be like, okay, well these are the these are my demands. You have to
Right.
meet these demands to get this.
If you want this individual, this is what this individual. If you want somebody that isn't going to make it a monetary thing,
Yeah.
then seek somebody that doesn't make it a monetary
Exactly.
thing. Don't call them a hoe because that's what they demand.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Do your big one.
getting tricked on or tricking
It's fun.
is
I like
cousins
tricking
and
on
friends with sex work, in my opinion.
Say that again?
True.
In my opinion, like
And I think
though, like tricking and getting tricked on is like very similar to sex work, but a lot of people don't want to see it like that.
Oh yeah, like money is being
because
exchanged for sexual
they
acts.
think sex workers are like down here. They look down on sex workers. Oh, I'm not a sex worker. I said you bring nothing other than sex.
if you cut off sex, will you still be able to receive that check? So
that's a little tiny watered down sex work, but still, it's sex work to me. And that's why I just feel like when I say that, people be like, "What? No!" I'm like, you think sex work is something inherently bad
it's not.
it's
and
really
like
not.
disgusting and they're beneath and
It's the literally
They be
oldest
making
profession.
bank, bitch. They be making bank.
High key, I would
Bank.
love for sex workers to have a union. I think sex
They
workers
need medical
deserve a
care. They
union
need
'cause
insurance,
They
like-
do. They need all of that, and they need protections in place. 'Cause
Exactly.
there's a reason, there's a reason why OnlyFans and like OnlyFans, what was it? Just a fan. At one point, it was Connect Pal. There's a reason why those things
Oh, I
took
remember
off.
Connect Pal.
You know,
Are
old
we
days.
old?
There's a reason why those things took off so many like even like the popular porn stars, they started doing that because they were like, I could set my own terms.
Remember the
I'm making my
uproar
own
when
money.
Backpage got rid of?
Yeah, like they are able to do those things. Like they set their own terms. They know what they are getting, and they don't have to like some people would say like, oh, they would do a scene or whatever and get paid like $500, and I'm like, I don't know. I
I
feel
don't
like you
make
should get a little
$500
bit
a
more. You can get a little bit more, and they were like, yeah, I do deserve more.
Yeah.
So like, listen, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with tricking. I don't see anything wrong with sex work. I don't see anything wrong with sexual currency. I feel
Supply
as
and
though,
demand.
You know, I kind of feel as though the only thing bad about it is those who take it and use it negatively. And when I say I don't mean the people who
Society, generally.
I don't mean the people who are like, oh yeah, he bought me a bag, so I gave him a blowjob or whatever. You know, I don't mean them. I mean the people who are like who look down on them, who sort of demean them, and or since they know that person has to do that, they always expect that.
Which is strange because at the end of the day, it's like, I'll be honest, as a Reformed church kid, like, yeah, I was one of the people that would like look down on people that are like getting it how you live, so to speak. However,
You did?
Oh, for sure. Like, oh, you're doing sex work. Like, your dollar's worth less than I worked hard for my money. Let me tell you something. Once the OnlyFans girls was able to buy a house before I could buy a house, with a degree, with, you know, all these accolades, my viewpoint changed. Like, at the end of the day, you were surviving and maintaining a better quality of life than I am. And I look crazy as hell talking about like, well, at least I'm not a hoe, as I struggle to feed myself. I've never struggled to feed myself, but just anybody that is like that. It's like, you're struggling to pay your bills, and then talking to this person that was able to buy themselves a home, their parents a car, themselves a car, off of doing the same shit that me and you do for free.
Used to judge people.
Well.
Bonkers.
And I would say
Reformed church kid.
Reformed church. I'm not a Reformed
do
church
that.
kid.
I was bad.
Oh.
I've done. This is a lot of therapy. This is a lot of growth. Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Because
I was the kid in the church. Like, I was like, this don't make sense. This don't make sense.
Same.
Explain this. What is this? Da, 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 what do we do?
I was like that, but I still also at the same time felt like
No. I would get popped in the mouth multiple times.
God
for
would
saying
be
something.
God would not be pleased with this.
If a trans girl came on a pew one day, way in the back, went out before church service. I knew what she was doing and all that other stuff because she didn't want nobody to see or nothing like that. After church, here go the old folk.
Did you see
I
that?
said,
Yeah,
what are we
nah.
sitting up here talking about her for? Like, wasn't she just here to
That seems
worship
nasty
and all this
spirited.
stuff?
I can't wait till we
Stay
get
out of
that
grown folks' business. It just seems like it's a little,
Hypocritical.
Oh,
I can't
let
wait
me
to
shut
do
up.
that.
But I didn't. But
Sorry. I can't wait for that episode because
The church episode?
the church episode that we're gonna do, guys. Because like honestly, like there are
about to
some
tear
things that
y'all
I can speak on. Oh, they gonna hate me,
Especially y'all church gays. I can't wait.
I don't care about it. It's just the whole.
I don't
It's,
like you.
It's just the church in general. Though I do have a relationship with God, and I did grow up in the church, sang in the choir, I did all that. I just my relationship with the church itself, I do not like the church
Or organized religion.
I don't. Honestly, because it's like, why do we call everything else a cult? But like, we do cult-like things too.
No, me being Seventh-day Adventist, and we're not going to get too far off topic because we are going to get back to the topic at hand. But yeah, no, my shit was literally like a glorified cult. Like, looking back of what I was in, like we were doing chants and like reciting Bible study as a whole group, and we'll wait for the next episode. But
that's when the blessings come in.
taking communion and the blood of Christ, that is witchcraft. That is a spell.
Part of that lady.
That is, you're drinking blood. You don't think that's witch? That's not witchy to you?
y'all be so scared of voodoo.
Heaven
Be
forbid
so
somebody
scared of voodoo, and it's like y'all don't even understand.
kind of similar.
Y'all
They
so-
kind of similar.
catching the Holy Ghost. This person is babbling and talking in another language or just hooga booga.
Hello.
But they're not. They're praise God, right?
But also,
Get me
I
started.
will say,
can't.
everybody, if you don't think about it, well, when you think about it, I don't care who you are, where you're from, how long you've been married to your man or your woman, how long you've been dating somebody, whatever, you have tricked before. Everybody
In some
has
way,
tricked.
yes.
Everybody, in some way, you have tricked. Where you'd be like,
Your mammy has tricked.
you know, it's like,
Marriage started off as a tricking.
you know, like I
When
would-
your daddy had an attitude and then she decided to, do what she had to do so that he would, the household would be cool. That's tricking.
Tricking.
That's
When you-
tricking.
they're transactional.
yeah, transactional. It's a transactional thing.
Marriage is transactional. Y'all forget that was a business thing.
It was
Boom,
never
boom.
for love, baby.
It wasn't.
Never.
No.
It was never. But now, off the church because
My blood getting
I feel myself sweating. I can't.
Now, how do y'all feel about hookup culture? Like, me personally, I know that I have unconventional opinions about this. I'm very okay with something being a nut, nothing more. Like, I don't feel that sex has to be immediately an emotional connection or a having sex with somebody is this like major super duper thing. Like, again, I started the episode with folk be fucking.
It's true.
And it can end at that. Like, it is a natural act that folk do. Now, do I feel that both parties need to have that understanding?
Absolutely.
Like, please don't have one person being like, oh, this is just sex, and the other person like, oh, if we fucking, we in love. Well, don't do that. Don't do that. That doesn't work out well.
That happens a whole lot.
It happens a whole lot.
That's the thing with situations. That's situationships. That's the thing that starts those. Y'all don't have a clear boundary on what y'all doing. Or one person.
Or even when you set a clear boundary, sometimes the person doesn't listen.
And forces their own reality or fantasy.
Crazies.
On that shit. And if you told them, oh, this is nothing. We're not going to ever be together. I don't want anything other than just sex at the moment.
Okay,
that's fine.
You playing.
I think it's cool, but no, y'all really want a relationship, and you don't want the other person to go nowhere. But you also, kind of want to say, oh, since you don't want a relationship, but I still don't want you to go nowhere, and I want a relationship.
I'll get along with the get along.
Yeah, and then you get mad at them. Oh, you was doing something with somebody else.
I told you.
What did we discuss?
I'm not yours. You're not mine.
What did I tell you?
What did I tell you? Did I say this would just be sex? Then what are you doing?
See, my thing is, I feel like that's kind of why I actually got out of hookup culture. Because, like, I got tired of, like, I think the biggest issues with hookup culture is no matter what boundaries you set, nobody ever respects boundaries. I feel like it's I would say, when no one respects boundaries, I mean as though, like, say you don't get me wrong. I've had some folks that I did hook up with, and that was just that. It was just a hookup. Mm-hmm. But I've also had some folks that I've hooked up with, and it was just supposed to be a hookup, and it was for a minute until they saw me out. And then now, like, and they mad because I'm talking to somebody else. What are you mad for? This was months ago, and it was once. It couldn't have been that good.
And it wasn't that great.
I'm like, it couldn't be that good because, like, even though I do partake in hookup culture, I don't partake in it as often due to the fact that while I know I can do it,
sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, and also I believe sex is a lot better when there is a bit more of a connection there. I have a little bit more fun. I can, we can do a little more things and we can experiment or whatever.
Right.
With hookup
tell me where my spot is.
That's a hit.
Tamia.
Stranger in my house.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I think as though like
I didn't know.
Not that. Well, see, you can't sing around him.
I took.
Listen, you gotta every time he say, I'm gonna go for the under note because I feel like I can stay.
Listen, I just wanted to, he knew where I was going. He caught it.
I caught you. But no, like that is one of the many reasons why I got out of it. It's just because like people could not respect. Some people can't respect those clear boundaries. Also, I do enjoy sex a bit more when there's a bit more of a connection there. And I would say also, I don't think there's anything wrong with hookup culture. I do feel as though that I see a lot of this on Twitter when people are saying like, oh, there's too much hookup culture in the gay world. That's why like don't nobody have relationships, this, that, yada, yada. As much hookup culture as there is within the gay world is the same thing in the straight world is the same thing.
Straight folk would just literally be hitting and quitting. Not being funny, and this is a big thing too I want to talk to my straight folk with. A lot of y'all end up with kids because somebody ended up pregnant and y'all didn't really want to be parents, but y'all just ended up rolling with it because you're just like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do.
Boom.
The only difference between what y'all are doing and what gay folk is doing is just that we can't get each other pregnant. But the main thing is that y'all still be doing the exact same act. Y'all aren't much better. That's why y'all hate y'all's baby dads or baby moms, because you didn't mean to get them pregnant.
I think there's a slight difference. Just a slight nuance. I'm not going to say it's just gay men.
Speak to it.
We are men.
And we trash.
You sound like the church ladies. Go ahead.
Hey, listen.
We are men.
We are men, and I'm going to always say this. Men, whether gay, straight, whatever.
Asexual.
You were raised in a world that centers men.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They coddle men.
Right.
Well, I'm speaking on the black community because that's the only community I know of.
I don't know what your wife will be doing.
I don't either. So I know in our community, black men coddle them. They can do whatever. And it's just like
that's another conversation for another day.
Hey, it is
because we don't like the whole.
But like that's the whole thing. if you were raised to benefit off the patriarchal society, misogyny is deeply ingrained in a lot of these gay men. That's low key why y'all be so transphobic to the trans women.
Hey,
Boom.
which is crazy. Don't get me
We
started.
are raised to like kind of not show emotion and just the only good emotion is anger, or you can smile a little bit. Don't do all that
Don't make
stuff.
it soft.
And they're always sexualized very early on. Not sexualized, but kind of like he's 4 years old. He's 4 years old. He don't know what's going on. No, that's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, he about to have all the girls. It's like, whoa.
Because let's say that
4 years old.
And y'all
Let's
set
talk
y'all-
about that
y'all set
because
your
why are
kids
y'all able to do that with y'all's little boys of being like,
And girls can't date to the
like,
21.
oh, that's his little girlfriend. That's his little girlfriend. But like, and mind you, when it's a little boy child, grown ass woman be like, this is my little boyfriend. This is my little boyfriend. Let somebody's daddy have walked around y'all's daughter and be like, this is my little girlfriend. This is my little girlfriend. They'd be in jail or prison or beaten or thumped accordingly.
And that's
double
why I
standard
brought
is
that
insane.
up, because all them kids that be on social media and
Yeah.
their parents be sitting them behind people
I hope
twerking
Boozy
on an
hits
8-year-old,
insulin
and
resistance.
you like
That's kind of
you 28 years old twerking on an 8-year-old.
That's
you don't
insane.
think that's
You don't think that's weird?
you don't think that's weird, but that's what I say. The sexualized of the boys so young. Then you grow up and it's just like sex is a boom, 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 boom.
Boozy,
And
I'm
then
praising.
gay men,
I'm praying for your downfall.
unfortunately, coming back to like sexual currency, gay men are men at the end of the day, very visual creatures. So they see a fat ass, they see a good print, they hear a rumor that this person got this type of thing, this person got this type of thing. Oh, he got good dick. Oh, he da. And you run to that person only for sex. And it's kind of like,
Well,
that's what hookup culture.
How do y'all feel about size queens?
I
I mean, if you love it, I don't care what you do.
I don't think about it. Like, do you do your big one?
What do I think of her?
I don't.
I don't think
I
of her.
don't. Do your big one.
I think
If it's gonna make you,
without telling everybody's tea,
tea.
I don't think that's.
What's our tea? What's the tea?
That's scared.
What happened? Go ahead, say what you gotta say.
I was
Say
going to
it.
say directly that, like, I don't think necessarily size queens have been an issue for us.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, no, yeah. So if I had,
He said, "Who?"
You're like,
Wait,
she's
we
going
get-
somewhere else.
I thought it was going somewhere, but no. So I think maybe if, hypothetically, maybe if somebody who is, I don't know.
I'll be honest,
If
as a verse top, not a side.
I'm a side.
If I'm in preparation for bottoming, we gonna bottom. I'm not doing that for no play. What is the thing? Like, I'm not
Thrashed.
gutted and slutted.
Wow.
Please, like, por favor. Frankly, because I'm not. I don't really think a lot of like tops take into consideration the amount of effort and preparation that a lot of bottoms do for the act.
Oh no, I know.
I appreciate
Oh, no.
y'all. Yeah, I
You
do. I
know, or
appreciate
like,
it.
do you resound with it? Like,
I resound with it.
Well,
I
You
can
know-
do it every once in a blue moon. So I know.
I
that's
yeah.
That's probably why I'd be like, why do y'all be wanting to bottom so bad? That's so much.
and that's why I can't do it because I like
Why?
to eat. I'm not.
You
missing,
can eat and you
I'm
can
not,
both.
No, I'm not
Yes,
missing a meal.
you need fiber.
I'm not missing a meal.
That's what people. That's. Oh, it's
I
2 hours.
basi-
I said 2 hours.
2 hours is insane.
Or even an hour is insane.
No, an hour is not insane.
Yes, it is insane.
From start
not my body,
to
people. You
also
see,
getting
they-
showered. If
Watch
they
out for
potentially
the
want a
people who
nair
say
or
they know their
shave.
body.
That's
You
crazy.
gotta watch
An
out.
hour
for the,
is crazy.
You
Why
gotta
don't y'all
watch
eat
out
more
for
fiber,
the folks who
baby?
say I know my body. Like, you know, they don't.
I've had one person that was like an I know my body girl and was actually a true I know my body girl. Like, when
Everybody that has told me that has been true.
yeah, like, no, genuinely,
No,
like, I was like, oh, you do. Like,
It'd be the ones give me an hour, and then after an hour, or
They're
give me,
good.
give me a time. Then
they surprised you. They'd be like, actually, 45 minutes in, I'm good. Like,
no, like people who know their body. I've never been painted by somebody who's told me that. The people who be painting me is the people who take 2 hours to get over to the place or whatever the case may be.
because
And
it's
then
like,
they
what were
paint.
you
And
doing
it's
that
like,
whole 2 hours?
how did you still? Why are you? What's
Hate that for y'all. Truly, I've been.
you never got
once.
painted?
I've been painted once.
Woo!
I was painted once. And I was just like,
He trying to get out of the
oh.
ball. Hey,
I got amongst men.
It only happened once, and I was like, okay, all right.
Usually,
what do we go-
usually you
once,
smell it
exactly.
before you see it.
You know, and that was the thing because I was fine. I was like, but I wasn't seeing nothing. I was
Bloodhound. You're like,
I'll be on. I said, he said, no, it's fine. I said, it's coming though. It's coming. I smell it. It's coming.
That's
We
insane.
done.
I'm hitting
nah.
We done.
something.
And then once it hit
insane.
my nose, I'm done.
no.
Sorry.
Which is why I can't get into some of y'all's stuff. Well, not some of y'all's, but some of the other folks. Like, okay, I'm an adventurous person. I like to have fun. So I always say I'll try most things twice. I've never tried that one kink that the folks like, and I never will, because the one time I did get painted, I was like, oh, we can't. No,
I tried fisting once, and I actually like that more than I like.
Painted, the scat fetishes.
The scat is insane.
That's what you referring to, right?
Yeah, that's
the scat fetish.
in my opinion. That's kind of like, I'm like, whoa, like
That's unhygienic.
when you get to other fluids. I'm like, you lost me. I wasn't,
That's biohazard.
boom, because now I got fucking E. coli.
One thing that I didn't. One thing that I thought I wasn't going to be like, oh, okay, this is actually fun. Again, fisting.
That's
I was
insane. Wow.
very surprised.
You got fisted?
Fuck no, babe. No,
Da.
but on the reverse end.
Oh, okay.
You've done it.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
It's like, oh wow,
Pleasurable. Like it was
To
actually
your hand?
Yes, it was actually surprisingly
Oh
like
my god, I have a puppet. Like that's crazy.
it was like literally it was like what is that Bob joke where it's just like now put both in and clap like
I heard that before.
I was honestly just more so in awe that I could do it. That I was like, you really gonna let me put all 5 in? Like that was really
Did
just
like this first, or
just like do.
Yeah. I mean, I would be opposed. Like like I said,
It's the noise for me.
I'll try most things twice.
Twice, maybe 3 times.
I say twice because everybody's like, oh, you have to try it once. No, you try it twice because you may not like it with one person, but you might like it with another person. Or maybe you didn't like it with this one person, but then y'all tried it again. You was like, okay, now I can get down with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think
But that kind of leads us into like fetishes.
Yeah.
How do we feel about fetishes?
I would never do scat.
he said, I'm gonna put that out there.
There's
right
never going to
now.
be
Let's
a
start right
time
there.
where
It's true.
That's going to even be on the radar.
I second that.
Go pissing. If you're riding me and you kind of leak, okay.
Yeah.
But if you full stream pissing, I might rock your shit. Like,
Well,
and the spitting. Is that a fetish? The spitting. That
You
shit
never
is
spit in
nasty.
somebody's mouth? I love spitting in people's mouths.
The whole,
I was gonna say, like, that-
the
I kinda like
swirling in
that.
Somebody's mouth, yes. But if I'm go
Hatui.
full on Hatui, that's gonna be a reaction. Out
Yeah,
of me.
no,
Oh,
I
hold on.
What about spitting in the face? Because I've done that too.
I've done that too.
Because I was just you grew up thinking that if anybody spit anywhere in your vicinity, that's disrespectful as shit. Like,
Well,
But when
yeah.
you grow up and you mature, you learn that.
I mean, I'm sure you.
I can't
We
do
also
that.
grew up thinking that if you choke somebody, that's disrespectful. Well, mind
But,
you, I'd be over here
I
like,
hey, choke me, please, choke me.
But yeah,
please.
like so. I mean, as far as like the whole urination, like I don't necessarily mind. Now you're not gonna stand over me and just be like, no.
You don't
But
mind?
If it can
when I say I
get
don't
me
mind
sick,
it-
I'm usually like, I'm
when I
good.
say I don't mind it, I mean like if we are having intercourse and first penetration, and if like I'm topping whatever, and you start to leak a bit,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
if a full string does come out while I'm
Yeah.
topping, I mean, hey, it happened. I hit your bladder. I mean, clearly you're loving it, so yeah. But you're not gonna stand over me. And I'm not standing over you. We're not giving golden showers.
Or
Yeah,
like pee in the mouth.
I'm not. I'm
Oh,
not. I'm not.
that's
in the golden
another one. Peeing in the mouth. I mean, I know they said like because I mean I've been watching a lot of Walking Dead recently, and I've been watching a lot of like apocalyptic things, different things like that. And I was on TikTok and I found out there's actually a device that that the the doomsday people have. That like when
Filters
you pee,
it.
it filter like you pee and it'll filter your pee so you can have drinking water. In case the world goes to like shit like it. I mean, it already
Like
has.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I don't understand why y'all have such a strong will to live. Once the Wi-Fi goes out, I'm gone.
If I get to the point where I'm having to filter piss,
Like, I'm not. When they say, "Oh my
Y'all got
God,
it.
Twitter's down," I'm like, "Well, y'all had me. This was fun."
it's been fun.
But like, yeah. So like, but I still never got like someone peeing in their mouth and them drinking. I'm like, oh, like
That's
I mean,
insane.
hey, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I'm not
I
gonna do
will.
that. And everybody has a different level of freak in them. I'm just not at that level personally.
Mind you, I thought I was as freaky as it gets. There's not too much that's off the table.
And then I went on Twitter.
Me.
And I saw it, and I was like,
I went on Twitter. I was like, oh, well, I'm not
doing that. No.
I'm not that.
I knew I wasn't as freaky when I used to talk. Like, recently, I've been living vicariously through people's sex stories and sexcapades.
I'm good to tell Robbiey a good sex story. I'd be like, hey, best believe I didn't. He'd be like,
and then when I heard Scooby-Doo,
children were left behind, y'all. You know how
when I hear some of my dear loved people's sex stories, I realize that I'm kind of a little bit
vanilla.
Prude. Yeah. Not a prude. I would try anything but those three. I am.
You're a little bit.
You be a little prudish. It's okay.
A little prudish.
I mean, I would say you're really. I would say you're prudish, sort of like in terms of like how you present yourself, but then probably behind closed doors, you're probably not that much of a prude.
No, I think even behind closed doors, there's just certain things that are off the table.
I will say you are definitely a germaphobe. Like I think
that's where a lot of it stems from.
And he's
because he would cry if somebody went down and like cleaned it off. Whereas for me,
I'm over here like, do you
clean it off?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be mad. First of all, it shouldn't have been that much to begin with.
But then go to kiss you.
What after they've? I don't mind that.
Oh, okay. That's better than what I thought. That's better than what I thought.
Ate it after you pounded? You ever ate it after?
Exactly.
I have, and I don't mind. Exactly. It's a fun time.
I don't really pound it like that because I'm a side, so it's not.
Well.
I just don't know. I may be a little vanilla.
You're a little vanilla. It's okay, and that's okay.
I ain't having complaints, baby.
Everybody.
Who's complaining?
It's true because somebody might think I'm extremely vanilla. You know, some people may think so. You know, if you if you one of those like,
there are people that literally I'm just like, I can't do nothing for you, baby. Like,
now, for instance, I don't understand the whole thing. The whole public play thing.
Ooh. I've never got exhibitionism.
Like, hear me out.
It's not hot to me.
I understand in a sense because, like, I mean, I've been to a drive-in movie before. I've driven somewhere. I've been in a car and I've hooked up with people in a car. Absolutely, but that was because, like, okay, listen, my roommate is back in the dorm, your roommate back in your dorm, or like, we was at a drive-in, things happen, boom. I'm not gonna actually plan to meet you somewhere. If you have your own place, I have my own place. Don't nobody live with me. My place is open, and same with you.
And we just
gonna say, let's go to Target. Let's go to the bathroom in Target.
Let's go to the
personally,
garage.
I
don't get off on and I've heard people explain it this way. I don't get off on that experience if it's just like it's kind of hot that we might get caught. No, it's not.
No, baby, I don't want to be a sex offender. I don't want to no. I personally, I can't take that. I talk too much shit on Twitter. They will pull it up in a heartbeat.
Baby, is this you?
And I will be like,
are you the one that's not around the playground?
You not embarrassed?
It wasn't. It's not what y'all think it is. Like, you can't even explain it. Like, I'm not about to be like, I can't be another.
Somebody open up their mail and there your picture is your sex offender is moved into an area.
Oh, literally happened. I went over my cousin's house. Back in Youngstown. Why she have it printed out from the website a list of everybody in the area? And I said, I know that's right. She had it.
You got to be.
Like, you have to be careful in these days.
But yeah, no, I'm not saying that things don't happen. So like you said, you mentioned like the garage. Like say, we had a couple drinks, whatever, and then we going back and we just in the car or whatever. Again, cool. But again, I'm more so like, actually, let's just take this back to my place. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to your place.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole thing like of going to a park and getting on a park bench. Me personally, don't understand it. And y'all be doing it in broad daylight.
Just from a comfort standpoint, like y'all don't be cold.
And also, like, just from comfort, but then also, I tap into my Robbiey bag a bit with germs. You really want to put your bare ass on that park bench? What about the bugs and stuff going around? What about what do you do when a spider crawl up there and leave a couple eggs? Now you got spiders coming out of you. I'm sorry.
Poison ivy.
Like
crazy.
You rub your leg get You rub your leg get stressed like
yeah.
Like no, it's
nasty to me.
I I don't understand public play to the point where you purposely go out and do it in public. Again, I don't want to yuck y'all young, but like, I mean, if you do end up on a sex offenders list, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself.
That's between you and God.
Yeah.
Now, what's also between you and God is, why do some of you older men seek such young men? Because you know that the people in your age bracket are going to call your shit out. That's what I want to know.
That's exactly.
I want to know why you know that the people that are within your age bracket are going to clock your tea of like, you're weird.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You're fucking weird.
For a hot minute.
But you're going to go seek a 21, 22, 23, 24, 19,
18, 17,
16,
19,
15.
You're old.
So,
because it's easier, or because they don't know no better, or because they're, what I've heard and what I've also observed is that they're more malleable. Like, it's easier to control them or to adjust their behavior, because they think that you're just,
guys,
you know, but you know better. Like it's crazy. What, honestly, like, being a slightly higher tax bracket will allow these men to be able to do. You're weird, and I want to let you know that we know you're weird. We're watching you, and we think you're strange.
Yeah.
For me, large age gaps, and I always say this: if a 26-year-old is dating a 36-year-old, don't nobody give a fuck. 36, 46, 56, I don't care. When it comes to the gay scene, and when it comes to the young,
you can be their
gay
father.
Men,
you need to stop.
I just really feel like there's something. What did the icon Mercedes say? It's something evil.
Boom.
It's something evil there when somebody who, I always say this, they say what, 25 is when the what is that thing called?
The
prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
That develops. And even then, going back, how they say women develop a little faster, that's coddling men, in my opinion. But 25 plus, that's when you can really do what you want to. Our later 20s, you can look back at your teenage years and
I was
early
an idiot
20s.
before
dumb.
24.
Dumb.
Thought
you knew what you was doing. Thought you was the hot shit. Dumb.
It was.
These older men know you are stupid. They know you're
and they
stupid.
seek that out.
They do.
I cannot stand large age gaps, probably because I'm
maturity.
From the church. It's very manipulative, predator-like, weird shit to me. And I feel like people who do it, like, perfect example. I go back to the city, and somebody says, Akron.
Yeah.
I go back to the city when I was leaving college or something, graduating college. And I went to church, and somebody said, I knew you was going to be fine since you was in the children's choir. And I said,
weird.
I said, let's repeat that again.
Say that out loud.
Authorities, just one more time. I knew you was going to be. I said, if I'm doing the math right, and our ages right now, if I'm doing the math right, I might have been fifth grade.
You've been playing on me.
You're a freshman in college.
Fifth grade freshman in college is insane.
That's ridiculous.
That is
I just
insane.
knew you was going to grow into somebody who no. That's why I don't do large age gaps. Large age gaps when it comes to the younger kids.
Yeah.
And I do call them kids because
They are
21 under you a kid to me.
In common with a 21-year-old. This man has had 3 years outside of high school.
Yeah.
I don't.
You've been in the workforce for 10 years.
Speak
and
on
you want to say that this is my soulmate? Jail.
Because, so the way I've always seen it, growing up, I sort of like being in college or whatever. I don't know why I say growing up. But like when I reached 21, it was weird for me. I felt weirded out when somebody who was 18 was trying to talk to me. Because I was like, you're fresh out of high school. Even now, like there have been plenty of people that I've had to be like, I'm so sorry, but I can't do nothing with you. Or I can't do nothing with you because you're too young for me. I've told people to their like face. I told people like there are people I was chatting with. And then they told me like, I was like, good, I'm good to go. Like there are some people that I like was like, no, tell me your real age. Because like, I know I got a baby face, but something's
it's
like.
bad. I'm officially at the age where I'm like, I need to see your license.
No, like, yeah. And I'm like, tell me your age. And then I'm like, yeah, I can't do anything with you. There are people that I've like I cut off communication. I'd be like, I can be a mentor to you. I can be a friend. And even then there's boundaries with that friendship. I can't offer you sort of like any more than that. As far as large age gaps, I don't mind the age gaps. Again, if someone is like 26 dating somebody who's 32, 35, don't bother
Different
me. I don't get, because like, you're there.
Those
But,
two adults.
Yeah,
Right.
but like if you are
18?
32 and you are dating someone who is 19 or 18, you're weird. You're a weirdo. That's like,
because what are y'all talking about? What are you bonding on?
I literally had to tell a boy, because he was like, I've dated older guys before. I said, but you won't date this one. I said, trust me, I've been in your shoes before. I know exactly what you mean. But when you look back on it, you're gonna be like, damn, I really wish I just talked to the people my age.
Yes.
And I just, you're a victim. Like, somebody was trying to talk to me. I was like, you're fresh out of high school. I was like, you fresh out of high school. Baby, I can't do nothing for you. I'm 18. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Leave me alone.
Right. You really do think you're the hot shit when you younger like that, and it's kind of like,
you think
I was 20, bending over somebody who's 32. It's like, why was that 32-year-old even interested?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think a lot of the young folk, if I can say anything to the younger demographic, is that you think that you're super mature and you're pulling these older niggas.
You're not.
You're being taken advantage of.
You're
not that mature. You're not that like, oh, I'm special. You're not.
You're not.
You're literally being sought out. And
you're
you
one of
see
many.
it as you being sought out until you're in those same people's position.
Yeah.
You're just like, I had no business being with somebody that was 34, 32,
somebody
31,
on Twitter was like
25.
Oh, when I was 16 and he was 32, I said, whoa.
Y'all remember that thing on Twitter that just went by? Chico Black, you're a predator. Oh.
It's not Chico, it's Chino.
No,
you're a legend. Hey.
You're good at what you do.
You are. Ooh.
But you're also a victim.
And for your mother not to call the police on that man was ridiculous.
No, let's talk about it,
and shoot that man where he stood.
15 and 27. That is nuts.
I will kill.
I'm not a victim because I knew what I was doing. You can't. No, you can't at 15.
You can.
You cannot.
You can. And that's why I was like, I have so many students, like, especially so at Kent, when I went to Kent State, and y'all know, I sort of built a relationship there. And then when I graduated, my last job, I was always on that campus because I was organizing students and doing work with those students. And when I found out there was a certain predator there that was still, I was like, oh no. I made sure I said, no, we're not doing that. And then lo and behold, he was still up to his old shit. Now,
mind you, in the same vein, I was just talking to one of my friends, shout out to Kaya, where some dude that used to run our church equivalent of the Boy Scouts just got arrested in a prostitution ring.
Well,
these men be freaky frogs. Freaky.
And I just never got that. I was like, no, because the thing that hurt me the most about the entire situation was the simple fact that I had said I was with my friends, we was talking, somebody was still at Kent at the time. She was a mentor. She had mentees, and it was actually her mentee. And I had brought up the name of the person, and she was like, wait. And so then me and her had a conversation, and she was like, okay, yeah, my mentee just told me like they are still making them uncomfortable. They make them uncomfortable. Like, oh, you should come over. You should do this. You should do that. Mind you, this is somebody this person is a freshman. When you are a mentee, because it was through like the computer program, you are 18. Sometimes some people are still even 17 because they just graduated high school, you know? This person, you are 23. And while you may not look at it, because you're like, well, I'm still on campus. You're on campus because it's taking. It's not because.
It's because you're stupid.
And I don't want to say like everybody finishes their degree at different points, and I understand that, and I'm always cheer for you, but you have to be able to recognize just because we might be in the same elective course here on this college campus does not mean that we need to do anything together.
You have experienced more life at 23 than an 18-year-old.
You literally can't.
Like pen and paper sense.
Literally.
This person has not been in the adult world as long as you have.
You can't even take them out to go get a drink at the bar. Like, they might go home on the breaks and still have a curfew with their parents.
Hey!
And you're weird. You are weird. And there's nothing around. There's no beating around that.
There's no beating around it because at the end of the day, it just gives me fresh meat.
It
I didn't
does.
really see how much
It's
predator.
You see it more as you get older.
When I got into college, freshman, why are all of you grown ass men always talking to my friends? Like, what's going on?
What's
the way I
appeal?
had to protect my friends. So.
It's one because they
I
have
do it
not
all
been
the
out
time.
here long enough to where they've talked to enough people to know your tea.
Boom.
And then
They
two,
know.
they just, again, a lot of what is very obvious red flags is not noticeable to a 18,
It's
19,
not.
20-year-old, 21-year-old. And I mean, even something as simple as like, again, this kind of segues into our kind of next discussion is how do we feel about dealing with people that your friends have dealt with? Me personally, I'll start because I'm usually known as the unconventional viewpoints on these things. I usually try to have the conversation with my friend of like, okay, how serious was it between you all? Like, were y'all talking? Was it just y'all linked one time type deal? Like,
Yeah, that's
what is the thing? I personally, my motto is just because they weren't your soulmate doesn't mean they won't be mine.
Never let your boyfriend get in the way of you finding your true love.
Hello. But that also comes to the conjunction of just like, if you were really, really, really feeling this guy and it just didn't work out for whatever reason or another, I'm not going to go talk to that man because I know that that's probably going to be a sensitive topic for you. Mm-hmm. And that might be a little difficult for you to deal with. In that same vein,
Speak your truth.
you talk to this man 3 months or less, 5 months or less, 6 months or less, really anything underneath a year. 365.
The boy
Fair game.
is mine.
And mind you, as your friend, I'll let you know. I like him.
I know
and
that's right,
want him.
Ariana.
I'm so sorry you weren't able to keep him, but he's feeling me. The boy is mine.
No, so like I've never personally so how do I say this? Me personally, I never pursued it. Like if I found out you talked to my friend, if you dated my friend, you did anything with my friend, I'd be like, oh baby, I can't do nothing with you. You was already with them. However, I'm also that type of person that if it was somebody I was talking to or whatever, that like sort of like what I saying, like if it was under like it wasn't nothing serious, we just linked once or twice, or like we talked.
I might
but it
pass
was
you
only,
on
like,
to my
3
girl
months.
like she's sucking me dick.
Like I'll be like, have at them. If it's, in my opinion, if it's not a serious, if it was not somebody that it was a serious relationship for me where we were like together, you can have at them. I don't care. Now, will I do that to you? Probably not, only because I just be like, oh, I don't want to muddy the water. Because what you're not going to do, you're not about to be comparing and contrasting. We're not doing that. Because some of you folks like that who like to go for the friend group, we know when you're going for the friend group. We know. We absolutely know. Like, we know. Like, you're not slick. We know. Hell,
Friend group talk to each other like,
know,
hey, so-and-so there.
and sometimes, sometimes we might be like, well, you go ahead and hit it, and you let me know how
You
we want to discuss.
Give me your feedback, because
know?
I gave him some out of 10. What you got?
Like, I was like, it wasn't hitting that much for me personally, but like, I don't personally like sleep with other friends, partners. I don't know. I just feel like once you was like after my friend, I'd be like, I'm cool on you.
24. For what? Give or take.
24 what?
We go to the 2 hour mark.
Me, absolutely not.
Huh.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Fucking not.
Absolutely not.
That goes back to the germaphobe too,
honestly, if you fucked my friend too many times, I'm not even gonna
Look at you.
do that. If it's for me, if it's anything over like a month of even like just talking, I cannot do it. I don't know what it just gets.
I get
it's
you.
it's just a little messy for me. If somebody was to talk to you for a month, 4 months ago, then they come to me and they're like, "Oh, hey, Robbie, girl, if you don't get the fuck away from me."
Mind you, I have tried to push people off on Robbie, and Robbie like,
No,
I'm not playing when I say that.
I would like,
He really
I would
don't.
be like,
Yeah,
but
he
like
really
it wasn't
don't.
really. I was like, go to Robbie. He'd be like, no. I'm like, all right.
Nope.
And they be sick too. They be like, but it's like I said nah.
And I'm very strict on the no. Like
That's real.
Like even with the age thing, y'all know if y'all.
He's quick to
Y'all
be like,
better
I
not
don't
bring
do
me
children.
They be quite literally,
They
they
be
be 24,
literally-
about to be 25 tomorrow.
Literally a year below him.
He's like, no, it's too young. I'll be like, all right now, you take it a little too far.
I said
now.
24, but like
He
I
lying.
don't
It's
do
not even
I don't do
24.
the kids. I don't do the I don't do people who mess with y'all. I cannot.
Now I will.
If I
say-
don't
Because
know that they
truly,
messed with you before,
there really are enough men to be able. But
There
it's
are.
a
I'm just-
catch-22
I'm not
because
doing
like
it.
that being funny. My friends usually are attracted to equal caliber men that I am.
oh, I thought
so
you
it's
would be shady.
always thinking the worst of me. But
This man literally tells me all the time.
some of it's true.
probably
You like men with interesting faces.
he does.
It's true. Sometimes.
That is shady
sometimes
as shit, man.
I'm like, huh. Well, all right, yeah, go for it. But I know I also.
I'm not going to yuck your
I'm
yum.
not. But I also know sometimes I don't go for like I may not go for the most conventionally attractive person.
I got
So,
some
yeah.
interesting ones in the roster.
Yeah,
for
it's a
sure.
fun time. But when
Shout out to you. You know who you are.
9 out of 10. Damn.
that is insane. To say you know who you are.
You know you a little funny looking.
That's insane. But I will say on that
is.
same hand though, when so like when y'all see somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And we all be like, ooh, they fine. Let's get at them. I would say if
We say
one-
that jokingly,
Yeah.
literally. We're like, literally, if we all are like, "Ooh, they fine," no one will go for them because we're like,
nobody. But sometimes, like, if it is somebody that, like, I would say, my friend is, if we all think somebody's fine, but nobody's acting on it, I don't think it's the issue if one of the friends, like, go a quick hit or whatever.
"Well, y'all
but
not gonna speak." Okay.
yeah,
Like,
all right. But if it is somebody that, like, I know one of my friends is feeling, even if they have not talked to them or whatever, if I know they're feeling them, like, I just got to get that. I'm quick to be like, you know what? You got it.
I'm gonna give you first dibs.
Lord have mercy.
I really am. I'm gonna give you first dibs. Now, baby, you ain't gonna play in this young man's face for 6-7 months because you're like, I'm scared. I'm like, because sometimes it do be given like, you scared to jump into the double dutch. Hey, baby, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm gonna hop in that bitch.
I'm
And
scared. I don't know how to do double
I'm trying to provide you what you honestly should go after. But who am I to
Block my
stop what God
blessing.
has destined?
Why should I block
Deny
my
myself pleasure.
you know? No, I agree. I feel you.
But for me, absolutely fucking not. I cannot.
Fuck what y'all talking about.
He said they're terrible people.
No, that's not terrible people. It's what y'all do, but not what y'all do. Not, hold on.
I'm like,
not
I
what
ain't
y'all
fucked
do.
out
Hold on,
one
hold on.
body friend.
Not what y'all do, but
Harlots.
that's y'all's opinion. I don't know why I just can't do that.
I think
just-
you really don't like the discussion of like, and don't get me wrong,
It just
there's
gets
probably
messy.
only one or two maybe individuals that could be like, oh, I didn't dibble dabble with your friend and I didn't dibble dabble with you.
Right.
And even in those, I'm like, okay,
That was unbeknownst to me.
I can kind of see where you come from.
Yeah.
In regards to that, because again, sometimes it can be a little bit more hassle than it's worth. Because it's kind of just like, girl, shut up.
Right.
But then sometimes it's just like, you want me and my friend? Okay, well, I'll hit him up.
I don't see if we can do something.
I will tell you that thing. That's the biggest thing. Before any of y'all connect, y'all will never be able to get two of us in the same room together with y'all. It's not happening. Not with these two. Some of my other friends, perhaps.
Now, if you do by mistakenly, it's because we didn't know the other person was going to the event, and we just so happened to both pop up. But
And I'm a big boy, and I'm a
we be like, hey,
Watch
like
the
we gonna be like, hey, have your big fun, and then boom, and go about our business.
Hello.
But I will say personally, one of the gag. But I will say one of the things that I've sort of that I think about in terms of sort of sex that I don't think people necessarily understand is slutting yourself out.
who?
Slutting yourself out. I know oftentimes, people have toys, and when I feel as though, like, I think Foxy Brown said it best, Cause ain't nobody gonna fuck me like me, and I mean it's true. Like I'm sorry,
You know what you like.
I know what I like, and I think everybody honestly should know what they like, and I think everybody should get you a fleshlight, have fun, go to town. You deserve it.
Really, explore your limits.
Boom, you have to.
You
don't want to explore with somebody else for the first time,
and they can't meet up, and then next thing you know, you got to cuss them out and kick them out your house.
Like. It's too much. I think everybody should slut themselves out at least once. Honestly, I will say personally, it saves me from getting into a lot of trouble. It'll save you, honestly.
And that's why I be telling people, go get a toy. You don't have to deal with these men.
Because I'll let you know half the time that I'm texting somebody. Most times, if I'm texting and if I'm really on demon time, I'm texting you. It's because I haven't nutted yet. But normally, once I bust my nut myself, I'm like, I'm too late. Don't want to see you.
I'm going to go to Bible study tonight. Thanks.
Yeah, I would literally bust my nut myself and then go about my day. And then they still I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not interested. I hit you back up in 2 weeks, though, when I might be interested.
Oh,
again.
2 weeks.
Well, you know how I am.
You do, okay.
Yeah, y'all know how I try.
But they were responding in 2 weeks for Akii.
Hey, power. Power.
Well, guys, not to wrap this up too soon, but I feel like we've addressed a lot of topics today, and I feel like, this is definitely something we can do a part 2 on, but nevertheless, it's been a pleasure to be here again with SpitFyre. We enjoyed you all. SpitFyre. We have enjoyed you guys all. Again, it's Zai, your resident Aries.
Robbiey, your Omega level Leo.
It's your head pat and Sagittarius over here, Akii.
And again, we, are missing our 4th member, B. At the time, he is unwell. He is not
Get better, please. Something going around out there. Wash your hands. Something is going around.
Hands. Stop touching niggas with your hands.
Not even that. Wash your hands. Get your hand sanitizer. Take your emergency. Take your vitamins. Because I know about 5 people who have been taken out about whatever's going on. It's not COVID. They say it's the flu, but it has them down bad for days. Now, I'm not gonna lie.
I got this cough currently I can't get rid of, but
that's been there.
That's insane.
You know what, girl?
That's been a constant.
No.
He said, "Oh, that's been there. You been had that smoker's cough."
No, it's been there for a little while, a week or 2.
It has been.
Oh, you might want to get that checked out.
I don't know, but maybe.
Go you'll be alright. Let's go get it checked out. But yeah, please be safe out here because everybody getting sick. Now, apply size to it. Well, on the brighter side, me personally, when I had got real sick one time, I lost a lot of weight. But
I lost a lot of weight, and I need to lose 20 before my birthday, so I hope I catch something. But
me, when I got COVID, I was like, oh, I'm skinny.
Yeah. All you people who work at Nickelodeon and the parents back
Dan, you will face your day in hell.
You are sick.
In gasoline draws, and I hope your generational curse.
And to Kyle Massey's, and Chris Massey's mother, you are one trifling woman for you to sit up there and talk about, oh, he gave my son an opportunity. Don't blame him, blame the parents. Well, from that same thing that you just said,
that said that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you saying that, I just want to let you know, is it Christopher Massey, the one from Zoe 101, that you said he just gave the opportunity? Mind you, she has Kyle Massey, the one from Raven, has her whole face. It's insane. But I say to you, use your same logic for your son with Christopher Massey. I think that's his name, because he quite literally got arrested multiple times on domestic violence charges. So clearly, your parenting failed. It's you.
Yeah, but
Amanda,
kudos to you.
We
that
love
he
you,
wasn't
Amanda.
touched,
We do.
but
And Brittany.
Brittany, Amanda, all y'all.
Everybody.
Every child actor, I love y'all.
All of y'all.
Besides Josh Peck. And Drake Bell.
And Nancy Classified.
Over and out for SpitFyre.
And whoever Just Jordan. Who was on Just Jordan?
Jordan. Jordan Lewis. You lame too. You lame too.
Funny at all.
That wasn't cute.
And Drake,
the room,
while I do empathize what happened to you, that was very terrible to you, and you did not deserve that. However, you did go on to continue the cycle of abuse. There's multiple. It's literally here in Ohio. Because one time he came up to Kent. We had him in Kent for something. I don't know, but he came on our radio station. But literally got caught sexting minors in Ohio. Drake Bell, 16 minors in Ohio.
Do you think that trauma was proliferated because
I think so.
Hurt people.
I empathize with him, but you are also not excluded from you should have went and got the help that you needed, and you shouldn't have did that to other people. But I hope you get the help now. And yeah,
Bad people hurt people.
But nevertheless, thank you so much for joining in again, and it's been a pleasure.
gang.
Boom.